Welcome back to episode 27 of Lawyers and Libations with Rebecca and Sarah.
Hello.
Fuck, it's still summer and it's still hot as balls.
So hot.
Yeah, it's not going well. I'm going to be fleeing the country yet again because that's what I have a tendency to do. And going to Canada. I'm going on another horseback riding trip for 10 days at a dude ranch.
That would be delightful.
It will be amazing. However, last night I was looking at the weather in Ashcroft, Canada, which is very close to Vancouver, and it's fucking hotter there than it is here.
What?
Not kidding. I'm fucked.
We were so lucky when we went to Wisconsin a few weeks ago. It was the high the whole time we were there was 76.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I packed for just like regular summer, and I brought a few sweatshirts, but thank God there's like a big family closet of sweatshirts. So I wear this teal green loon sweatshirt every day.
I love that. Yeah.
But that's part of the reason you go to Canada is for loon sweatshirts and jeans and flannel shirts, not for 100-degree horseback riding weather.
Correct. So, and it actually says 100, 101, 99 going across the days when I'm there as the high. It doesn't say that in fucking Atlanta, Rebecca. It says it where I am going to escape the heat, which is like kind of like a desert-like thing. So maybe it's going to be one of those things where they say it's kind of like a dry heat, which just means you're in a fucking dryer, right?
And you're going to dehydrate and die.
Thank you.
What about the horses?
So I was reading online last night because I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? So you go on 2 rides a day, and usually it's a ride in the morning, and then you come back and have lunch, and then you go on another ride. So they said when it's really hot outside, i.e. fucking now, obviously, it might be the hottest it's ever been there in the entire world. They said they will do an after dinner ride, so we get like that nice like twilight, and it's beautiful, and the sun sets. See,
that's not bad.
So I mean, it won't be bad. And I also immediately started looking up whitewater rafting trips in the area. So we'll just go for a day and fucking hang out at a river. I can't do that.
Well, and you like your afternoon nap on vacation anyway.
I do. Yes, it is. It's key for me to continue on right on through the evening. So yeah, I'll be doing that.
You know what meme always makes me laugh about the two of us? It's the one that keeps popping up, probably because of our relationship. That's like, make sure you know who you're going on vacation with, if they're like 6 a.m. exercise and activity people, or if they're sleep in and drink all day.
It's got that one guy that's sitting there. It's like when you find out your friend that you're traveling with is the 6 a.m. Go running and hike during the day, and then he goes, no, that's me. But we travel amazingly together because you go and run at, I don't know, maybe 5:30 in the morning, and then I sleep in, and then we'll both spend the day together, and then I'll take a little nap, and then you'll keep going, and then at night I tuck you in and I plug in your phone and I take it out of your hands because you've fallen asleep because you wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Eyes awake, I'm awake.
Yeah, no, absolutely fucking not. This summer I've been trying to sleep in as much as possible because we know I don't sleep well at night, but I actually now have proof of it because I put Donovan's little whoop thing. It's kind of like one of those Aura rings, but yeah. So I just got one. It just came in the mail today, but I don't have it on yet. And he was like, "Well, let's see when you actually sleep." And he said I mean, you can see the thing. It's like up all night. Well, first it's go to bed at 3 a.m. Shocking. And then it's awake until 7, and then 7 it drops down. Ugh. And it's like 7 to 9:30 is my deepest sleep, and I'm like, so
I think I do want to try that ring thing. They're a little bulky.
No, try the whoop thing.
Maybe I'll do that instead.
Yeah, because it's really I'll show it to you later. So I really like the ring, but they're huge, and it's going to be like 5 years until they get smaller to where they actually look cute.
Yeah, and I only wear these 2 rings, so I don't know where I put a bulky.
You put it on your middle finger, and it looks like it should be a guy's ring. They just haven't made them for girls yet. So the whoop thing is really, really cute. It's not as bulky as like a Apple Watch. It's really nice and sleek. So highly recommend.
Does it track activity too?
It tracks everything. It tracks it tracks O2 level or oxygen saturation, recovery, skin temperature, heartbeats per minute. It measures it like 100 times a fucking minute or something like that. I don't know. It's insane.
Oh, give it a whirl.
It's much better for Apple Watch, and it's for people who really like to work out and keep track of their shit. I'm obviously not that person, but I'd like to know if I sleep well or not. So it'll be going right on there. So I'll tell you how it is. I can send you a link.
Perfect.
Yes, very exciting. So, we're going to have a lovely guest today, really fast, Phillip Pendergrass, who is a personal injury lawyer here in Atlanta with us, who's one of our best friends, and I absolutely adore. Before that, we're going to talk a little bit about like our summer shenanigans. What books and shows are you watching? What are you doing?
Well, I just read the weirdest book. It was good, but I think it just kind of hit close to home. It was called All Fours by Miranda July.
Okay.
So the main character is 45, and she's having like this midlife crisis. She's married, and I think in the end, like come to find out, I think her hormones were just all out of whack, and she like suddenly wasn't happily married.
She's all of a sudden perimenopausal.
She was supposed
Shocking.
to. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, no way. We don't know anything about that.
And
45.
she was a writer, and so she was going to drive cross country and like find herself, and ends up like, I'm not ruining anything that's not on the back of the book, but like 30 miles outside of town, pulls over and stays in a motel for 2 weeks. Her family thinks she's driving cross country, and she redecorates and falls in love with some random
what?
Dancer, male dancer.
I'm like male, woman, man,
male,
woman?
but then she dabbles in some lesbianism, and then she's back to not being a lesbian. She's all over you can tell her hormones are just like full on, like in and out.
So which part of this hits close to home for you, Rebecca? Are you going to go stay? Okay.
45.
I'm like, are you dabbling in lesbianism?
No,
are you staying in a hotel and escaping your family? I'm just curious.
Doesn't every mom think about potentially driving across country
every day
and starting over somewhere?
Every day.
No, I think that like the big point of the whole story was like, you're like halfway through your life, right? Like if we're living to 90 at 45, like, have we peaked? And I think, and that was why she was having this, right? And that's why she was like, oh my God, is this it? Is this the hottest I'm going to be? Is this the most successful I'm going to be? And then she went a little bonkers, and like, I don't know. I think it's kind of terrifying.
It is.
To be 45.
Yeah, it is. But so I'll tell you the people who give me hope. People like Jennifer Aniston and J-Lo and Nicole Kidman and that whole like group of women that are about 10 years older than us. They're fucking still 100 times hotter than I am. I mean, like
rich. Like everybody, like.
Well, I know. So they get like skin peels and they get Botox and they get all the things done. But I mean, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be fine. But yes, I do think there's. It is terrifying to hit that age, where but I will say it's so funny because you look back at your young days, right? Like I was in college and I'd be like, well, I can't wear that because I have cellulite. Fuck no, I didn't have any cellulite. I looked back at the pictures and I was like, excuse me? Like, so I think every time I look back at the pictures where you're always super self-critical of your body, I always look back and I'm like, fuck, I wish I looked like that again.
Right.
So I still feel like we're doing better. I mean, like, you're in the best shape ever. I mean, legitimately, you are. And I've gotten thinner mainly just because I kind of stopped eating and started chiefing heaters. But whatever, it's fine. I went through a divorce. But I mean, like, I feel like we still have room to be. I don't think we peaked yet. I think it's coming up.
I know, but and so one thing that freaked out this group of women, because she's like calls all of her friends and she's like, oh, we're all halfway through life, we're dying. But you see this like hormone chart for like men. Their hormones basically, once they hit puberty, like their hormone levels for everything, and testosterone stays the same till they die.
Yeah, so they're not doing this all the time.
And so for us, like our hormones go up in puberty and then they like stay, and then at around 45, it's literally like this cliff.
Ew.
I'm like, oh, am I at the cliff?
Well, so does that mean I'm going to be going through a terrible hormonal swing when Adeline is hitting puberty?
Yes.
Because that sounds like a fucking train wreck in my house.
We had our girls a little bit, not like late for Southerners, not late for normal people, but yes, so when our hormones are falling, our daughters are going to be going through the roof, and it's going to be a complete disaster.
Do we just want to trade kids for a little while? Like, I'll send Adeline to you, and you send Hey to me, and that way we can just, because they won't be as big a dicks to us as they would to their own moms.
I mean, the only drawback is that Hunter will also be experiencing hormones around the same time that you send Adeline in my house. So
just kidding. No. Adeline
will want horny.
No, God,
preteens.
No, absolutely not. As it is, I've already had to delve into some pretty difficult conversations. I mean, obviously, I'd already had like the drug conversation with Adeline because that comes down the pike really early. But she came into, I was like working on some emails, and she came and sat down next to me, and she goes, Mom, I want to have a serious conversation. And I said, okay, what is it? She was like, will you answer honestly? I go, yeah, I will. Let's do it. She goes, what is meth and cum? And I go, excuse me? What the fuck did you just say? And I go, well, okay, number one, where did you hear that? And she goes, well, I've been watching the Kevin Hart comedy specials because he's my favorite comedian. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. I go, well, and I just look up for my email. I said, meth is a very dangerous drug. It's highly addictive. A lot of times it has fentanyl in it. You're going to lose all your teeth and then you die. The end.
And your skin will look bad.
And I mean, oh God,
Don't
your
say
skin like
you
peels
girls
off,
cannot
your
spend all this
teeth
money
fall
on
out.
Skincare and then do meth.
Right. Yeah. We'll never go to Sephora again because there will be no point. So, and I go back to my email. I'm like, done. Boop, 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 boop. And then she goes, and cum? What is cum? And I go, so just let me finish this fucking email. Hold on. And I go, okay, well, this is the way I described it. Well, I gave the, I'm going to get into it because it is pretty funny. So I said, well, do you remember the whole sex conversation that we had about men and women and penis and semen and all the stuff and, you know, sperm and how to make a baby and stuff? She goes, yeah. And I said, well, cum is a slang term for semen. And she goes, okay, well, what do girls have? And I go, okay, I guess that's gonna, so that was the noun term for coming. So I guess we're gonna get into the verb definition of coming. So I was like, remember that whole orgasm thing that I talked to you about of like, you know, the stuff, and you looked at me confused, which I was like, okay, and you haven't really figured that stuff out yet. And I was like, so if it's girls, I was like, it could be called coming. And she goes, okay, thank you for being honest with me. I was like, you're welcome. Anything else that you make me want to fucking jump off my roof for today? Can we just hold on till tomorrow?
I mean, you're like her own at-home Urban Dictionary.
I mean, which the last thing I want her to do is get on Urban Dictionary or Reddit or something like that, where she's like sneaking and got my laptop so she doesn't have her parental controls on it. Yeah. So I think it is good to have those conversations about things because, you know, she's going to have little asshole 7th grade boys saying things and, you know, which, you know, they already are. I mean, I remember my friends doing all kinds of fucking dirty shit in 7th grade. And she needs to know now certain things that she needs to not be doing or really discussing. But I think it is funny to, on some of these shows that they watch, that they have no fucking idea what any of it means.
No.
Right?
Well, George the other day looked at his sister and goes, kiss my nuts. And I go, what? I'm like, where'd you learn that? And he goes, Hunter says it all the time. And I'm like, Hunter? And Hunter goes, I don't tell people to kiss my nuts. And I'm like, okay, boys.
Well, yeah, boys.
You're 12 and 7.
Well, it's better than saying suck my dick. I mean, that's helpful. Yeah.
I did say lick my balls.
Yeah.
I was like, don't say that. I was like, you cannot say that. But I think that like George doesn't know that it's like super offensive.
No.
He thinks
he thinks he thinks anything with nuts is hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't love it.
And then I start crying because I'm laughing, but I want to punish
You're trying
him.
to hold it in, but you just can't handle it.
I'm like, where did you learn that? And every time it's Hunter. You know, one thing that Hayden's been watching, and I heard Adeline might be into it too, is that stupid Dance Moms.
I'll kill everyone. That shit fucking show. And I mean, all of the preteen girls watch it. All of it. All of them. Every single one.
It is so trashy, and it is so. What makes me mad about it, and I think I'm going to just. First of all, it's on Disney too, which is crazy. How does Disney have Dance Moms?
Thanks, Disney.
But I think like we talk about this all the time, but like being a woman, like we have so many pressures, like how we look, and like between hair and body and all of this stuff, and that's that mean Abby, their coach, is crushing these little 7 to 12-year-old girls about like body shame, like totally body shaming them, shaming their hair, shaming their moms. And I was like,
I would beat her ass. I can't see. I haven't watched one episode yet because literally every single one of Adeline's friends on her soccer team and everything, they all watch it and they all talk about it and they all like reenact the dances and do whatever the fuck they do. I have no idea. But I know if I watch it one time and I'll be like, you're never watching this fucking bullshit again, because I hate Mean Girls. I hate body shaming. Like, you come for my kid in that way, and like bag of lime and a shovel, done.
You would kill Abby Lee, the coach. But what's crazy is she had the girl. I had it on today right before I left, and the girls like 7 to 12 are dancing in these like little white, like
Sexualized outfits.
little white skirts
Yeah.
with what's the little with garter belts.
Okay, everyone would die. Nope,
I was like,
absolutely
what is
fucking not.
happening?
Why would you ever think of doing that?
Why would you pay for your daughter to do that?
One of my my cousins' 2 daughters were phenomenal dancers. I mean, like highly, highly competitive, phenomenal dancers. And the amount of athletic prowess that it has to do. Then also their mom, Young, she's awesome. I don't know how she didn't just kill everyone when her daughters were doing it. I mean, because it's obviously something that they love doing, and they were, I mean, top level competitive in it. And just watching how flexible they were, I was like, Jesus Christ, what? I don't even know if that's natural. But I literally would have killed everyone, because it's I don't want to hang out with those moms because they're horrendously terrible. And if they're
insane.
Yeah, and if they're like, think about like back to sorority stuff, right? Like on Rush, I remember hearing rumors that they would wrap you in cellophane and circle your cellulite marks. Do you remember hearing that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you start that with like little girls that are 7 and 8, and that's a lifelong eating disorder.
Yeah.
Like, it's all fucking over at that
Yeah.
point. So yeah, I can't watch that show because I'll fucking kill everyone.
It's terrible. I'm like, Disney, please take Dance Mom.
Just take it off. Yeah.
Not Disney
No.
at all.
So we are going to take a quick little break,
Yeah,
and then
let's have Phillip come on.
Yeah, we're gonna have Phillip
us-
come on.
fill
I
us
have
up with
no
some knowledge.
idea what he is bringing us, but I couldn't be happier about me not drinking Celsius like I do 24 hours a day, so I won't be shaking. So looking forward to whatever he brings us, and then we'll get to meet Phillip in just a few minutes. Cheers.
Welcome back. We are so excited to have our friend Phillip from the Pendergrass Law Firm.
Yay, Phillip. One of our favorite golfing buddies. We golf a lot.
And also a phenomenal personal injury lawyer here in Atlanta.
Thank you.
Yes, we are thrilled to have you. What did you bring me to drink? I would really like a drink at this point in time. It's one of those days.
Wine, but it's so hot outside, I thought I'd bring some bubbles. So
I like bubbles.
kind of my favorite
Did you bring
bubbles.
Dom?
Fancy bubble.
No, there's Dom, and then there's like the good Dom, and this is the good Dom.
Well,
Ooh.
why would you that's a really nice. I love you for that.
Yeah,
That's
well, I
really-
mean, I had to bring something good.
that was I feel
fancy.
guilty that you might be wasting that on us, but I couldn't be happier about it.
I like that I'm going to see my trainer later this afternoon after drinking a little Dom.
Guess who's not? Me. Couldn't be happier.
Be like, hey, Nikki, I'll be way more flexible.
Yeah, and then we go to a tequila tasting.
Right? I mean, and then to house.
And then to house. So this is actually, I will say, this is very quite appropriate because I did settle the biggest case of my career recently, which is what Rebecca and I are going out to celebrate
Celebratory dinner.
tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
that's
then,
phenomenal.
perfect.
Yeah.
Kick it off right.
Thanks, honey.
Absolutely.
All right. So give us a little bit of background on you. Where are you from?
I grew up in Gwinnett County in Lilburn. So
That's
Thrillburn, baby. It's
Yeah.
it's a good time.
yeah, that's a good time. So you didn't travel far, and then did you what? You went to UGA?
UGA for law school. I tried to play baseball through college and got hurt and hopped around, and then graduated from Augusta State, or I guess Augusta University.
position?
now. Pitcher.
Of course, you're. a
So did you
pitcher.
hurt your elbow?
Shoulder.
Okay.
So
Did you have surgery?
twice.
Ew.
Once right before my junior year, and then once right after I became an attorney. I
Thank you.
sat down and was like, I need to get this thing fixed.
Right now.
So,
Are you a right-handed
done.
pitcher?
I was.
All of my best guy friends were baseball players at Carolina. I love those guys. You guys are fun.
We are fun.
Yeah, you guys are really, really
we do
fun.
it right.
Yeah.
You know, little Georgie wants to be a pitcher.
Awesome.
Wait, I thought he
Wins
wanted to be a
protector.
goalie.
Well, he's going to do. So we dropped football. So now we're just doing soccer and baseball. So we can focus on
Being a goalie.
being a
Well,
goalie.
cheers
or
on
being a
the
pitcher.
huge settlement.
Cheers. Thank you,
Cheers.
honey. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
this. Greatly appreciated.
It smells so good.
And that is good, Tom. Yeah,
Yeah.
well done. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Phillip.
Well, and it's called P2. And then my nickname growing up was P Square because of PP initials. And then now it's kind of some people.
I was
call me
like,
P2,
what did you do?
so,
Did you piss your pants twice? No.
You know,
Okay.
only once.
Pendergrass. Okay, good.
They don't let you live it down.
So, George, actually, we went to see the Argentina game. Have you gone to any of the Copa Americana things?
No.
Okay. Super fun. The fans are wild. But we went to Argentina. Who were they playing? Argentina
Canada.
versus Canada. And, wait, why did they just play again? What the fuck?
Argentina played in the
Canada
final.
last night.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Then I wonder if they all made it.
They
through
all
that.
made it. That's what they did. I'm like, wait,
We
what?
sucked so bad we didn't make it. We were out.
Makes me sad for our guys. But so George, Rebecca brought George and I brought Adeline, and we were talking, and Rebecca was telling me how George wanted to now be a goalie. He was interested in it. And I turned to George and I go, George, did you know that Adeline is the best goalie in the state for her age? And his face lit up like Rebecca goes,
Oh my
he may now be in love with Adeline forever. She goes, that was a version of a 7-year-old boner, if you missed that.
major crush.
Major feelings. But he also was going through some stuff in the car when he was singing on the way home. And after we dropped you off, Adeline, he was singing like love songs at the top of his.
By Jake from YouTube.
Yeah. And Adeline, we dropped them off, and Adeline goes, God, it really seems like George is going through some shit right now, huh? Do you think he
lot
needs
of
to talk to my therapist? I was
I don't
like,
know.
he might.
Yes. Golden Hour, his favorite song.
It was amazing, really loudly too. Okay, sorry, we have a tendency to get off on tangents. So,
No tangents are fun.
Gwinnett, and then Georgia for law school, and then what did you do?
Then I started working with Rob Hammers.
We love that guy. We have had Rob on the show. We
Yeah.
love him. I still
Rob's
have.
awesome.
I think I have his wife's readers that he left here at some point.
So did you know that you wanted to be a personal injury attorney?
I didn't. I thought I wanted to do big law until last week. My mom was a paralegal at Troutman Pepper, I guess Troutman Sanders, for 45 years. So I kind of was like, oh, well, I know what that entails and all that. And so I went to law school thinking I wanted to be a big law attorney and do that stuff. And then in between my summer of 1L and 2L, I clerked half the time with Judge Taylor in Fulton County State Court and saw some jury trials. And then also spent the other half of the summer at Schluter and Smith with Brandon Smith.
Love that guy. Used to play
And-
softball with him.
Yeah, I mean, the man.
He's
And
phenomenal.
Once I did that, I was like, maybe there's a better route to this whole practicing law thing. And
Them billing hours, yeah, there's a fucking hell of a lot
and
better
then,
route.
like, I got to, communicate with clients that first year and doing what's called plaintiff fact sheets for some of these mass tort cases and getting to know them and what they went through. And I was like, I could never be on the other side of this.
Just saving money for insurance companies,
Yeah, I
just
just couldn't do it.
Just so their bottom lines look better.
Yeah. So from then I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to make sure I stay on this side of the V and have done that ever since.
Oh, good. You're on the right side.
Yeah.
You are on the right side.
Much more fun.
I mean,
Former
too.
defense lawyers.
yeah,
Definitely
and
better.
yeah, exactly. Most of our brethren do actually start on the defense side and then kind of learn on that side and then switch over. But that's phenomenal that you
Well, it's
just
hard
got to
do
go
it,
in.
like right out of law school because you don't know anything, and so if you don't know anything, you're of no value
No,
until you can produce. You really have no value to a plaintiff's firm. So
yeah. And you also have really not a lot of way of getting a bunch of cases in if you're fresh out of law school.
Right.
Or
You little
making money.
little
or just
baby.
not. Yeah. I mean, I think that's certainly the benefit on the defense side. You get guaranteed paycheck, figure it out
And then you build your network and then you switch out as quickly as possible.
immediately.
Okay, so you were there and then you went to another firm, I think, and
a brief stint at another firm.
brief stint at another firm. And then what made you start your own firm?
Well, I got fired.
Oh, okay.
Awkward.
That's never good.
Yeah, I got fired the day I set the biggest case in the firm to mediation.
Oh, was that coming down the pike first or no?
That was news to me. I did a half day the day before to go to an ultrasound appointment with my wife.
Oh,
Found out it was the second or third miscarriage.
Oh.
Next day, come to work, set the biggest case in the firm to mediation. Pretty excited about that. As soon as it was set for mediation, I was fired. My bonus on that case would have been $225,000.
Okay.
And then the other, let's say 100 and change that I was owed, never got that either. So I was like, I'm not going to have anyone fuck with my money anymore. And having an awesome wife, she was like, you always said you could do it better than everyone. So go prove it. And I was
go do it.
Fuck it, let's go.
So I remember you and I went to lunch around that time. We were talking a lot about, all right, yeah, let's get you to start your own firm immediately.
So took the $6,000 I had, and here we are.
So proud of you. So you were actually fired the day after you found out your wife had a miscarriage.
Yep.
That's sweet.
I would be like, oh, well, he didn't know, but,
Did he know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did. He goes, yeah, but he did.
You do have an amazing wife.
She's the best.
We love.
We couldn't love Nikki more. We've golfed with Nikki. She's fun as shit, by the way.
Great energy on the golf course. Very positive.
And just so we're clear, you far outkicked your coverage. I know I tell you that every day that I see you. I'm always like, how's your hot wife? Because she's like funny as shit too. Like I didn't know if she was going to be as fun on the golf course as you are on the golf course, because we've golfed a lot together and we always have a really good time. She's fucking hysterical. I will golf with your wife any day of the week. Yeah,
she's awesome. And that's kind of why I think like we work so well together and kind of why I knew she was the one is because I didn't have to change anything about the way I act around her versus anyone else.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, well, this is just
100%.
Easy.
And when you act like a jackass,
she knows
which
it.
I've seen, I look at her and she looks at me and she shakes her head and rolls her eyes. She's like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I'm like, she just is very laid back. And now you have 2 beautiful children.
4 and 2.
4 and 2, hands full.
Oh yeah, that's why I haven't been to any soccer games or much other fun.
Yeah,
that's a tough age.
That's a really tough age.
Once you get once everybody's beyond 4 and they're potty trained, life is different. But until then, I think it's like survival mode.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like Groundhog Day every day, and it's.
Well, at least you don't have your children asking you what sexual words are yet.
Yeah.
So don't worry. Yeah, you will. Hopefully they'll go to Nikki and not to you. But
so how is it working with your spouse?
It's awesome because she does stuff that I need someone I can trust. Kind of vet different marketing relationships or kind of whatever we're doing, or even if it's like an administrative thing, have her vet it and I trust her judgment. And, after we had our second kid, we were like kind of had to make a decision what we wanted to do, whether she wanted to go back to her job, which she really liked, or come do some of this stuff for me. And she can do, work at home half the time and help, do stuff around the house. And it just works out really well.
Look at you supporting working women.
God, I couldn't love that more. But it also, in our line of work, protects you from making really dumb decisions, right? That I think a lot, yeah.
Well, she'd stab me too, so.
As she should.
She's a lot stronger and in better shape than me, so can't really run away. Or
she's like a protection.
She will actually catch me as I run away,
and then hurt me,
and then stab you in the fucking throat. Yeah, for sure, as she should. But that is, that is always a concern, kind of in our area of the law. There are a lot of very beautiful younger girls that a lot of the companies hire to quote market to different attorneys, and so they are always there, right? Like I remember my ex-husband used to be so mad whenever I'd go to work things, which is part of our job all the time. He'd be like, there's nothing but dudes there. Well, yeah, no shit, man. I mean, like that's part of our job. That's what we do. But I think having Nikki there, I mean, like, because she is so fucking cool and she is, again, hot as can be, that I think it really has benefited you to keep you, straight and narrow.
Well, I don't think like I needed her to like keep me on the straight and narrow.
No, I don't think that at all either. You've never, like,
Well,
that's the thing. You've never been one of those guys.
Right.
I've been around you plenty.
Well, and I have, like, a reason, like, obviously, completely love my life, all that, but the short reason is, like, there's only one woman who agreed to marry me when Rob Hammers was generously paying me $15 an hour. And
He paid you $15. Were you a lawyer yet?
No, I was waiting on my
Okay.
bar results.
Well-
It didn't go up much once I got it.
But you know what? You learned a lot from Rob.
I did. I am forever grateful. I love
And he's
Rob.
fun.
He is.
Fucking, he's hysterical. He's fun as shit.
Hammer time.
Yeah, I fucking love that guy. But yes, so she's seen you through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that says a lot
And
about
then-
your loyalty.
You know, bringing her around and getting her to, like, know y'all, it helps me if, you know, I catch,
You're gonna have a little
you know,
more.
someone wants to put on Facebook that I'm cheating on my wife.
Oh, God.
God forbid that happens.
Oh,
again.
God. Oh, God.
Everyone's like, no.
Can vouch for you.
Right. You know? So
Yo, I'm going to have more to drink.
it was right there. I had to.
Yeah.
Good
Whew,
Good one.
okay.
She did serve that to him on a nice little water.
Yeah, there are, you know,
Okay, fine.
there
I mean,
are a
my
lot-
trainer is going
you're
to kill
gonna
me
need
when I roll in on that.
Just drink.
I'm just going to chug water and maybe eat a
fucking
protein bar on the way in.
Good.
So there's a lot of competition between PI lawyers in the Atlanta metro area, and some shit can go awfully weird at times, to put it lightly. Some of the posts that we see are fucking unbelievable.
A lot of goons out there. And I mean, that's one of the things that I hate, especially for, say, this younger wave of people. We are in a profession, and I think we need to be professional about the way we hold ourselves out there. You know, we're fighting at the Capitol through GTLA every year, trying to keep this, you know, tort reform crap from screwing everyone. And then when you
Which
have
everyone's
people-
fucked. Everybody
Right.
gets fucked at that.
And then when you have people playing to why we hate personal injury attorneys,
Oh,
it
it's
just
not-
doesn't do
it's-
anyone any favors.
It's
Like,
not the ones that are, you know, like getting a money gun and shooting it out for the cameras and being like, look at my biggest settlement, da, 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 and then they post it, and then the legislators are like, snapshot,
Like,
this is why
This
we
is
need
why.
tort reform. Look how much money they're making. Fucking bullshit.
And it is interesting, even from like a social dynamic perspective. Like coming out of law school, like very like you don't want to be an ambulance chaser, right? Like I feel like there was so much like pushback on that.
And then it turns out there's runners everywhere. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
We're gonna find out. But so it's interesting, even like in, you know, Ryan's in commercial real estate. And so being like his wife's I'm an ambulance chaser, right? And so I get a lot of like flack from people. But we're not like your typical ambulance chaser. We help hurt people. And so like you have to reframe what we do, right? Like
100%.
I don't have runners. Like,
Right. No.
people call us that are hurt and go through horrible situations and we help them. It's like, but I think that when people do all this cheesy goony stuff, then
Well,
it
and
does change it from being you're not helping people. It looks like you're in it for money, not
100%.
not to make the world a better.
Well, then even worse, there's people who, oh, you were rear-ended. You need to do all this treatment. Look, if you're hurt and you call me and you end up having 2 doctor's appointments because you're not hurt that bad, thank God,
Great.
awesome.
Yeah.
You
You're
know?
back and better, and thank God.
And that should be
Right.
the conversation with your client. I had one last week. We sold it for $7,500. Had she actually treated and done some more, she got out more, and she goes, "I'm not in it for the money." She's like, "I got my ER bills paid. I went to the doctor twice. I don't have the time or the energy. You get me whatever you can get me in the next 3 days," and then went out. She loves me. She's coming to give me a hug on Tuesday.
Exactly.
Because she was like, "I'm not in it for the game," like because
No.
it is a game for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which is why the insurance companies hate us and why people want to work.
Well, and what's so frustrating about tort reform is never directed at getting rid of these, oh, my neck and back off of a fender bender. They're trying to limit the people who lost a leg or paralyzed for the rest
Of
of
course.
their life.
Or
Like
birth
the shit
injuries
that's
or wrongful
horrific.
death or medical malpractice. The shit they were like, I mean, what did I hear? The Colorado has some outlandish thing. It's like a 250 or 750, something very small for like med mal caps, right? It's these caps that come in.
On
And it's like-
non-economic damages. So
Exactly.
pain and suffering.
Right. Great.
North Carolina has a 250 cap, I think. Like,
Oh my God, we cut off the wrong arm and now you're not going to have an arm for the rest of your life. But
$250,000.
that's the most you can have.
Can you imagine?
Just
No, I couldn't imagine. But I don't think that the general public is aware of
They're
that.
not.
They
don't
have
understand.
no idea what that means. It's like, no, it's when shit really, really goes awry that you need to not have caps on anything.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's also, if they, it's kind of like trucking companies or hospital facilities. If they limit their policies, like to the bare minimum and stuff, they're like, well, if this fucking person dies or is discharged early or this, I forget to do the safety thing on the back of the truck and he goes under, like, I mean, they get $750,000. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Fuck that.
Because P.S. that's nothing to them, right?
No.
And I think the general public doesn't understand that, like, for them, that's pennies,
nothing.
right? They make so much money, and if they screw up, they should pay.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Otherwise, there's no deterrence.
But
So keep on doing it.
It really does come down to there are a few number of bad actors in our group that do, in our profession, that do that. I mean, it's like nationwide. It's not just in Atlanta. But we just happen to know the ones in Atlanta. But, that post their pictures like laying on a Ferrari and shit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, go be a rapper if you want to be a rapper. It doesn't fucking matter. But like, stop giving like the trial bar that actually will spend 5 years preparing for a fucking trial that lasts 3 weeks to like help this family whose child died. Like, stop giving them a bad name because it's absolute fucking bullshit.
Right. There's my favorite post from this week is one of these people posted that he's running one of the top law firms in the country. And it's like, I don't think anyone would even say you're running a top law firm in the county.
In the city of your zip code. Yeah.
And like, I think I'm good, but I'm not going to say I'm one of the top law
I don't even know who we're talking about because I
Right.
didn't see that post, but not one of our friends that locally does PI here in Atlanta that we all know can say I'm running one of the top law firms in the
100%.
country. Like, yes, I too got the call from Forbes magazine asking me to be in it. It's all
I saw that
fucking
one.
bullshit. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, really?
How
Did you?
much you got to pay?
Yeah. Oh, well, it probably just went to my voicemail instead of yours, but it's our firm. So anyway, they would like us to be
On the cover of Forbes?
Yes, they would. They would like us to be on the cover of Forbes. I mean, like, that's the thing. These lawyers that they utilize so many of these marketing gimmicks.
Yeah, they champion their
It just
attorney award
looks so
that you had to pay
Fucking stupid.
$500 for.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
And you got to do it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't done it.
No, we
'cause you
all
have
do
to
those badges and
Important to
stuff
have them,
on the
right.
website because if other people have them, you need to have them.
Right, but it's really misleading
The consumer.
the consumer. And I think that, being a plaintiff's attorney and how, because you got to think, like, our clients are the ones who can be taken advantage of maybe the most out of all attorneys that represent clients, right? I almost think there should be another level of certification to have to do what we do.
I couldn't agree
so
more. I
people
think that
don't-
sounds great.
And I've seen, not all referring attorneys that send me cases are equal. I've seen some stuff that it's just like, you're walking malpractice.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm like, ugh.
Not you,
not you
Rebecca.
I think I've malpracticed regularly for no reason.
Well,
Like,
no,
I am
but
like
see,
a
those are
full-on-
the good attorneys that actually sit there and panic constantly. Like, did I fuck this up? Did I fuck this
But
up?
guess what?
But the other ones, they
Even
don't
the
give a
ones-
shit.
Even the ones who I'm like saying it's like a walking mouth, at least they have the wherewithal to send the cases out, right? There's people who are, settling cases far below value.
Mm-hmm.
And, just it's awful. It sucks because, like, everyone, we handle several cases, but this is what I tell, like, my staff and my attorneys, like, this may be their only case, their only chance. So, like, it's not just another day in the life. It may be for you, but it's not for them. And you have to respect that and make sure that you are serving them properly.
Right.
Well, and I think a lot of it's also because of the misleading marketing. And, like, granted, we're on billboards, but we don't have a billboard that's like $500,000 for a fender bender.
Y'all
Like,
definitely have the hottest billboard.
I love you for that. Thank you. Well, I mean,
Thank God
considering
for good
most
makeup
of
and hair.
yeah, no shit. We have great photographers. But I mean, at the same time, I think about the guys that are on the billboards. Thank you for saying that. And I mean, like,
It's not like that high of a bar.
I'm like, oh.
But I think the clients, like, coming in to a workers' comp, or not a workers' comp, a personal injury claim, like, I think people assume that when you see, like, a $500,000 billboard that, like, they're taking home that money. And I think having that hard conversation with a client on the front end that, like, if you're getting $500,000, it's because you've got an amputation or because you can't walk anymore. It's not because you have mild back pain.
No.
And P.S., a lot of that money is probably going back to pay medical bills. And I think that, like, people don't understand that. And it's crazy how many people don't have that conversation on the front end. And then, like, the settlement check comes in and they're like, congratulations for settling your case for $500,000.
You get $15,000. Right. That's what's left after everything's gone.
And that's part of what I think frustrates me with a lot of kind of the goonery that goes on. I'm like, y'all, I don't know that you're having these conversations with your clients. Like, this isn't a fancy, glamorous world that we're in. Like, we're dealing with hurt people.
No, I tell people, like, you don't have $1 million case, and you're glad you don't have $1 million case.
You don't want one.
You don't. Fuck no, you don't.
No, you don't want one. You're screwed
awful.
if you have $1 million case.
Awful.
You were like trapped in a fucking car for a couple hours and couldn't get out, and shit's really gone awry. And you've had multiple surgeries. Like, that, it is really frustrating. I think it's also really frustrating when people have health insurance and they're told to treat on a lien with providers to jack up the bills.
Yep.
So they are getting fucked and having to pay all those bills back. Or if they have a workers' comp case and they're treating on a lien with another provider and they're not having comp do it.
I'm like,
what are y'all doing? Because P.S., if you are hurt in one of those options and you have health insurance or it is a work-related injury, you don't have to pay that stuff back. You might have a small subrogation lien under health insurance or Medicare or Medicaid, but workers' comp in Georgia, none. We have the best subrogation laws for comp and PI together in the country. I mean, we have the worst fucking everything else. Yeah, I mean, the rest of the thing is fucking like the worst in the country. But that, congrats.
That's good,
yeah.
Clients not made whole.
Any tips, and for people that don't do personal injury, like a big thing that we do is once we get through with medical treatment, we've got the bills in, obviously you send out a demand and try to settle it before you file suit. But what tips do you have? Like, how can we write better demand letters and get the best results from these insurance companies who do not want to part ways with their money, even if it's only $25,000?
I think so. I don't know how much a demand's going to make or break, but I say that based on the demands we send because they're always following the statute 91167.1. There's a lot of attorneys that don't even use the statute that is absolutely only for pre-suit demands. It's unbelievable. I send like a one-page demand. It's like, no shit, you got a $30,000 offer. Mm-hmm. It lays out all the material terms, and I mean, I think that's important. I think it's also important because the adjusters then know that you know what you're fucking doing. Right.
Right? I mean, like you send a thing and be like, $200 bazillion.
Yeah.
Take it. Right? I mean, that's embarrassing.
Well, and I mean, I think like case managers or attorneys need to also kind of keep the adjuster informed of kind of where they need to set their authority and how bad it is. And I mean, they know if you're like, you're going to get a reputation as a law firm. So if they know, hey, you're a straight shooter, like if you need to, because you see the adjusters over and over again. Hey, no, you got $50,000. You need to set your authority at the limits. This is a limits case. And you tell that earlier. I think I've seen adjusters respond to that well and get the proper authority. But then sometimes you're just going to get pre-suit adjusters who are just
such assholes.
Can you say retarded?
No, but you can say assholes.
We're close. I mean, it's bad.
It's bad, yeah. No, it's as bad as it gets. I mean, IQ of like 95.
Mm-hmm. It's awful.
Well, I tell clients when they're like, well, how much do you think I'm going to get? And I'm like, well, it really depends on who the adjuster is that gets your file. Because some adjusters are more seasoned and they're more business-minded, and they'll be like, you got $15K in meds, I'll go ahead and pay you the full 25 policy and be done. And there are others, I feel like they're mad, middle-aged.
Oh, they're so mad.
Women.
I just had this,
have cat pictures everywhere, and they're like,
not the cat pictures.
I will only pay you half of the meds. So, and it's a bad business decision.
It's terrible.
It's so dumb. I mean, I just had a damn case that it was the guy allegedly had a medical emergency. I'm not really sure, but you can see him kind of like racing through the light. My client's fortunately in like a big SUV, but I mean, he hits her head on, and she's in the center, like turn lane. She's just like driving up to turn, and he slams into her in the front. And I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and have these limits here. Thanks so much. And the guy goes, I'll offer you $4,000. I'm like, you can fuck all the way off, dude. So then I immediately get, we file suit after a little bit, because after I go back and forth with them, and I'm like, dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Here's the video, you fucking jackass. And he's like, no, we think it was a medical emergency. Absolutely not. And I was like, we got $50,000 once we filed suit. The lovely adjuster that was the litigation adjuster got on it, and she was like, oh, yeah. Here you go. Take this. And I was like, God, you're so lovely to work with. Why the fuck did I have to draft a complaint and get all these things done?
To Phillip's point earlier, think of how many attorneys that would just be like, well, best we could do
here's
is
$4,000
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. And they take it. I swear they do.
No.
I mean, I think that happens all the time. I really do. Especially, I feel like Atlanta's gotten really oversaturated too. Like everyone's like, oh, maybe I can just, start my own firm and hang out a shingle and do this stuff.
Drive around in Ferraris and bang hoes. Can't wait. I love that. Not thug life. God, it is, we've got friends who do like all over kind of the country, different like marketing things to different trial lawyers associations in different states and stuff. And they're like, there is nothing quite like Atlanta. And I'm like, there's really not. I mean, maybe Miami, but
In Miami.
I mean, as far as like the personal injury attorney scene, it's hysterical, like high on the entertainment level.
And maybe it's just because I'm like now getting old.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it was that bad 10 years ago. Like when I was going to these networking events, like I don't think it was.
How old are you?
35.
Fuck off. So, yeah, I was like,
I just turned 35.
fuck all the way off. Okay.
So in case you didn't hear the first part of our show, we're 45, so we're half dead.
Yeah, we are. We are actually walking corpses at this point in time.
Hey, if I'm only at the halfway point, that's a win for me.
Yeah, you're killing. Yeah, you're killing. It's doing good. But no, I mean, 10 years ago, I think is when shit really started getting a little bit crazy. I think it probably was about 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, but then it just became saturated with fuckery. And if there was a damn video crew that could follow some of our people around, it'd be so entertaining.
Well, I wonder how much of it started because of social media, like all of the Instagram, like TikTok. You can now see what everybody's like alleged fake life.
Flexing.
Yeah.
Not just fake life. Everybody looks like a fake doll. I don't even know. Nobody looks like that in person, just so we're fucking clear. I see these posts on Instagram and I go, who in the fuck is that? I just saw them yesterday. That's not that person.
You will like Phillip. So we were recently at a wedding and there was some editing happening to one of the lady pictures of female attendees. And Sarah and I were like, do not screw with our faces. Like, just leave it. It's not perfect. I'm okay with it. I'm half dead, but I'm like, I've accepted it. I don't want to look like I'm 25 with fake.
People actually also know what I look like in real life. Like, I'm out and about enough that like people know what I look like. If
I have braces, do not put like a full perfect grill on me yet. Like, I am not there. Like, I have braces.
I mean, you know what? If you could lift my boobs like up to my throat, that'd be cool. But like, the face is what it is, man. Yeah, it's totally fine.
I don't want to know what it could look like.
Well, y'all have nothing to be insecure.
You're bad.
Thank you.
Sweet. See,
we're just like, I'd rather people.
Nikki has trained you well, sir. God, she is a good woman. We do love her dearly. So tell me about, there is kind of, as we continue to pour more champagne in the afternoon.
My water bottle because I need to alternate water.
Do you?
Some major squats.
I feel like you need to maybe cancel that. Here's your water
I also
bottle.
haven't slept recently. I don't know. It's not going to be a disaster.
Yeah, what time's the tequila tasting?
Champagne, tequila's at 6.
Are you coming?
I think you should go because then we're going to house after.
Well, I have to go to. We have a par 3 league, like thing on Wednesday night, so I have to go to that.
Well, how many holes do you hit? What do you do?
9.
There? I want to go to a par 3 league. Where is this?
It's a men's only league.
Of course, it fucking.
They have stuff for women. I just was telling
you.
I don't
want just one. Yeah,
we have the women's only par 3.
But what if I want it to be mixed?
Well, just say you're a dude. That's cool now.
Okay.
Her boobs are definitely not gonna.
I'll strap them in. It's gonna be fine. They'll flatten all that shit down.
I don't think you can.
I'll show up in gray sweatpants with like a big bulge. People will think it's very odd. Okay, well, I like par 3 leagues, dick. But so, I think everybody's kind of gone through their phases. A lot of our friends have alcohol and drug use and all those things. So what is the new fun drug to do while golfing?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Tell me about it. Are you microdosing? Because a lot of people I know are microdosing now, like all the time microdosing.
Yeah, microdosing. I think the only time I didn't microdose was on my birthday, and that wasn't as fun as microdosing.
Oh, you did too much.
Did too much.
Oh, that'll get
and
you. And
drank like way too much wine.
Oh no, did you throw up?
Oh, you can't calm down.
Oh yeah. I'm like, did you barf everywhere?
Everywhere.
I feel like we should change things.
And
to
Nikki
lawyers.
was such a dick. I was like, I thought I was dying. She's like, she was.
Get your shit together. Just get in a cold shower.
It smells. I'm not dealing with you. And walked away. Meanwhile, I army crawled from the bed to the bathroom, and there's like handprint thrown. It was awful.
When was this?
May 17th. So.
Did she just get up and walk out of the room and go to a different room in the house?
No. I was in the bathroom, and I was like,
honey,
I'm hammered, but like I can't get up and get in the shower because I don't want to fall and like hit my head. Like I had like good cognitive thoughts, and I was like, I need help, and she's like, no, it smells. So I had to sit there until like the mushrooms wore off. Right?
It's like Wolf of Wall Street.
8 hours, or like let's say 4
I don't know
4
what time
hours
it
of
was.
laying in your own
awful.
vomit before getting in
was
the
awful,
shower.
man.
Congrats.
So I haven't done any mushrooms since. So
You haven't even microdosed since then?
no,
Because now you're scared of it.
because now I'm a little scared.
This is why I can't smoke too much pot. I throw up. It's terrible. I can just do like just a little bit. I'm like, oh, that is good.
Yeah, when you hit certain people's pen.
No, yeah. Oh, fucking Christ. I almost died that night. Got into a conversation with a tree frog and got stuck in my dress. It was not good. It was terrible. But so, okay, well, I've heard a lot of people are now microdosing, but not just on mushrooms, but also on like actual acid, like small, little, tiny hits of acid.
I don't know about that. That shit scares me.
I think, so when I was younger, really, really, really long time ago, I mean, I've probably done acid like maybe 20 times, maybe 25, 30 times.
I'm so boring.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, you're like, but I don't do any other drugs. Like, never tried cocaine, won't do it. I mean, like, can't do any of those things because basically I'm a control freak. But acid, before you had responsibilities, when you were like 18, 19 years old, you didn't have to pay your own bills, weren't married, didn't have kids, nothing to worry about. You would take like a half hit of acid or 1 hit of acid and you go out into the woods. And it was like on a camping trip, most fun ever. You'll laugh for 12 hours. Hysterical. Now, I would never do it again because I would have a full-blown panic attack. I'd be like, how am I going to pay my bills?
I never did any of this. Was that the same thing as the thing on the paper?
Yes. Yeah, a little blotter paper.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like the little decorated stickers?
Yeah.
Don't take those
I
at
didn't do
clubs.
that.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, I would never do it in a club, and I would never do anything anywhere like that because I would have a full-blown panic attack. But
I am shocked, like based on your anxiety level one.
Well, I didn't have that then. I was maybe it caused it. Who fucking knows? But I had no responsibilities when I was that age, so I was like, la, 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 let's go run through the woods. Not so much anymore. I will not do any of those things because I will have a fucking heart attack and be like, what's going to happen now? And then are we going to pay this bill? And what's going to happen with Adeline? Oh my God. No, not doing it.
Well, what else do you do to relax? What's your fun?
Other than massive amounts of shrooms and vomiting in your bathroom.
That was one time.
I'm just kidding.
Play golf is fun. Just being outside. That's just kind of like the easy outdoor activity. I'm still not very good at all.
Oh my God, you are good at golf.
Well,
I mean, you're not like lifetime good, like should be in the, what are they,
Yeah.
the PGA, the lower ones? What are they?
Like the old people one?
No,
Cornberry?
Seniors?
no, just the people that are semi-pro. Like that could be semi-pro. We have friends that could be semi-pro. They're fucking
We have some friends that
really
really
fucking baller golf people. But you're
Sweet of
still
y'all to
fun.
compliment me.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. In the women's league, we are killing it, but we can't drive at 300 yards like these fucking assholes. They're like filled with rage. But of course, you know who doesn't lose balls on the golf course? Me, bitches. Straight down the middle, just not that far.
Right now.
G4.
I am looking at G4s. There's a pretty pair right now that has like a gold like tassel thing on the
They're the
front.
most
G4
comfortable.
is
Are they comfy?
what is
Oh, yeah.
what is?
kind of wide feet though.
Can somebody tell me what a G4 is? Is it Nike?
It's
No,
it's
it's
like
a
they have
golf
the 4
brand,
Gs
like-
that look like a
Oh,
4-leaf clover.
They're really comfortable, like the ends, like the sole inserts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love G4. That's like my favorite brand.
Yeah, that's what I've got a pair on
worth it.
Poshmark on.
well now I need to
Yeah.
buy one because I just bought
Depending.
new Nike ones that are really really pretty that have a green swoop
Mm-hmm.
and they're white and they're super cute. But now Now I feel like
love
I
my
have
Nike
FOMO.
ones, too. But yeah, the G4s are cute. I've got a pair I'll show you on Poshmark.
Just bought them. I haven't worn them yet because it's the surface of the sun outside.
just
Nobody
Google
needs to be golfing right now.
G-F-O-R-E, G4.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
They're cute.
why is it a G4? Anyway, we couldn't love you more. We're really happy that you came and joined us today. I can't believe you brought this super fancy schmancy bottle of Dawn with you, but I couldn't be more grateful for it. And yeah, what else do you have for the summer?
I'm going to AJ in like a week and a
Is that
half.
Nashville?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's hot.
it's going to be hot. I'm only going for 2 days, so
Oh, that's not bad. Are
then
you
I-
going to Auto Tours?
then I'm going to Auto Tours.
You are not. Ew.
So we move on the 19th and the 20th, right? And then I'm supposed to be in Nashville on the 21st, come back the 23rd, and then we go down to Auto Tours on the 25th.
Nope.
So the next week and a half is going to be insane.
We're skipping Auto Tours this year. We'll go next year, but last year was a lot with the Eiffel Tower and the soup that was the pool and all that. We're going to skip that one this year.
It'll be at Sea Island next year. So
Yes, we'll be
Can't
right
wait to
there.
go to that one.
Right
Love
there.
Sea Island.
Cannot
All
wait
in.
for that. I'm going to ride horses in Canada on Friday, but it will apparently be.
Is it the same dude ranch you went to before?
It's not. It's the top 2 dude ranches in Canada. So I'll see which one's better, and then I can get everybody my recommendation.
Well, you liked that female
Fucking loved it.
instructor from the last one.
Did I like a female instructor?
Yeah.
I was a male instructor.
No, she liked the female. You remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
I
did.
think you like two, a male and a female.
There was a French guy named Manny. That was an instructor. Anyway,
She even showed pictures.
Was there a female?
I remember.
Did I like her?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Who knew? Anyway, memory
When
short.
your hormones were out of whack.
Yeah, I mean, it's why I was in an experimental phase a little bit. I went through that.
Discovery.
Yeah, Donovan told me for this, and he was like, there should be no male wranglers at this dude ranch. Okay, Sarah? And Adeline's like, well, so anyway, Donovan, let me tell you about Manny last year, who was French. And I had to tell him that, excuse me, sir, that is my mom. And I was like, Adeline, could we not have this conversation? And then I was like, so are girl wranglers like, they like it? And he was like, what? Fucking no wranglers at all. Nobody.
Everyone's off limits.
Everybody's off. And I'm like, fine. He was like, fuck it. I might just show up in Canada. I'm not doing this shit. I mean, touche, fair. I don't know the best track record, but I'm pretty good now.
Well, thanks for coming on the pod.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you for coming.
Whether it's here at the patio at Bill, I'm down to hang.
Yes. Well, we would love to have you on again. And please stay safe whenever you're at fucking Auto Tours and keep Nikki away from all those fucking crazy ass people because I love her. I'm actually very protective.
She's going to Auto Tours with me.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I love her.
She's
She's the
good.
best.
Yeah, she is fucking best. And kiss your babies for us. And we hope you have a great rest of your summer. And we will see you next time on Lawyers and Libations. It'll be after our trips, but probably, I don't fucking know, maybe August or something. It's too hot.
It'll bounce.
Yeah, but
Sometimes.
we'll be back. But thank you for joining us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.